The motorcycle world has always had a special place for bikes that blend retro charm with modern performance, and Kawasaki has been one of the strongest players in this category with its RS lineup. Today, we're diving deep into the brand new 2026 Kawasaki Z400RS, a motorcycle that promises to deliver the essence of the 70s and 80s with the refinement, reliability, and excitement that riders expect in 2026. This bike is not just a machinea, it's a bridge between generations, a celebration of Kawasaki's heritage, and an accessible yet thrilling choice for riders who crave character without compromising on technology. So settle in, because we're going to take a detailed look at every angle of this motorcycle, from its exterior styling and design language, to the engine and performance, and of course, what kind of price you'll need to pay to get one parked in your garage. The first thing that strikes you when you see the Z400RS in person is just how faithful it feels to Kawasaki's retro DNA. At the front, you're greeted with a classic crown LED headlight that balances the old-school aesthetic with modern illumination power. Unlike many retro-styled bikes that compromise brightness for looks, Kawasaki has ensured that the headlight is not just a nostalgic nod but also a highly functional feature that provides excellent visibility in both city commutes and night rides. Surrounding the headlamp is a subtle chrome ring that adds that vintage sparkle without going overboard. The indicators are compact and well integrated, yet they retain the circular design that keeps with the retro theme. The front fender is painted in body color, hugging the tire closely and giving the bike a tidy, cohesive look. And speaking of the front, the upright handlebars, slightly raised mirrors, and analog-inspired twin-dial cluster instantly transport you to a simpler era, while still packing in digital precision where it matters. The gauge cluster is a combination of twin analog dials for speedometer and tachometer with a small LCD tucked in for essential data like gear position, trip meters, and fuel level. Move to the side and the Z400RS reveals more of its personality. The slim fuel tank, with its sculpted lines and heritage-inspired graphics, immediately draws the eye. Kawasaki has been careful with the proportions here. The tank doesn't feel oversized or bulky, keeping the bike approachable for newer riders but stylish enough for veterans who appreciate balance and design. The elongated flat seat adds to the retro appeal while providing enough cushioning for comfort on medium rides. It tapers just enough at the front to allow shorter riders to get their feet down easily, which is crucial in the lightweight roadster category. The side profile also highlights the blacked-out engine casings, contrasted with just enough brushed metal and polished finishes to keep things interesting. The exhaust is a low-slung chrome unit that pays tribute to Kawasaki's older roadsters, and its simple design avoids the overly aggressive or futuristic styling cues you see on some modern bikes. The spoke-style alloy wheels further drive home the blend of vintage and modern, offering the look of wire spokes while delivering the convenience and strength of alloys. At the rear, the Z400RS continues the theme with a compact tail section that doesn't look stubby or abrupt. The taillight is a small, rectangular LED unit that feels directly inspired by the Z1 and earlier RS models. It's clean, minimal, and avoids unnecessary bulk, keeping the back end tidy. The indicators once again follow the circular retro style, while the rear fender provides just enough coverage to keep practicality intact without ruining the lines of the bike. The grab rail is neatly integrated for pillion friendliness, but it doesn't distract from the classic silhouette. Overall, from front to back, the exterior design of the Z400RS shows that Kawasaki knows exactly what riders expect from a retro-inspired machinea. Authenticity paired with practicality. Underneath the styling, though, lies the heart of the matter, the engine. The 2026 Z400RS is powered by a 399cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled, duck engine. This is essentially derived from the proven engine found in the Ninja 400 and Z400, which means it has a reputation for reliability, smoothness, and spirited performance. The engine delivers around 48 horsepower and 28 Nm of torque, which might not sound earth-shattering on paper, but for a bike that weighs just around 170 kilograms, it's a recipe for lively, engaging rides. The character of the engine is tuned slightly differently for the RS compared to the Ninja. Kawasaki has worked to give it a more linear and approachable power delivery, with enough grunt in the mid-range to make city riding and backroad cruising a joy. The assist and slipper clutch makes shifting smooth and reduces clutch lever effort, a real benefit in stop-and-go urban conditions. Performance on the road is where the Z400RS shines for its category. Acceleration is brisk and confidence-inspiring, with the parallel twin happily revving out to deliver excitement for newer riders while still offering enough engagement for experienced motorcyclists. The top speed sits comfortably over 160 km/h, though realistically, most riders will enjoy it most in the 60 to 120 km/h range, where the engine feels its most responsive. The 6-speed gearbox is precise, with a light touch needed for shifts, and the gearing feels well matched to both city commuting and open road riding. Kawasaki has tuned the exhaust note to provide a deeper, more classic growl than the Ninja 400, aiming for that vintage character riders love without being overly loud or droning. The suspension setup is kept simple but effective, with 41mm telescopic forks at the front and twin rear shocks at the back. Unlike the sportier Z400, the RS's suspension has been tuned to prioritize comfort and stability, absorbing bumps well while still keeping the handling nimble and responsive. The tubular steel trellis frame contributes to the lightweight feel and gives riders excellent control, especially when leaning into corners. Braking duties are handled by a 310mm disc at the front with a twin piston caliper and a 220mm disc at the rear, supported by dual-channel ABS as standard. The brakes are progressive and confidence-inspiring, striking a nice balance between everyday usability and the ability to stop quickly when needed. Ergonomics are another strong point for the Z400RS. The upright riding position, combined with a relatively low seat height of around 785mm, makes this bike accessible to a wide range of riders. The wide handlebars provide good leverage, making low-speed maneuvering easy, while the relaxed foot peg positioning means you can ride 4 hours without discomfort. Wind protection is minimal, as expected for a naked roadster, but that's part of the charm. You get an unfiltered riding experience that makes you feel more connected to the road. Fuel economy is impressive for its class, with real-world figures hovering between 25 to 28 km/L, giving it practicality for daily use while still being fun for weekend rides. When it comes to pricing, Kawasaki has positioned the Z400RS to be competitive in the retro roadster segment. While final prices may vary slightly depending on market and taxes, globally the bike is expected to be priced just above the standard Z400 but well below the larger Z650RS. That means it's aimed at riders who want the RS heritage look without needing the power and size of the bigger models. It strikes a sweet spot for young riders stepping up from smaller displacement bikes, or for experienced motorcyclists who simply want a stylish, lightweight machine that can handle both city commutes and relaxed weekend rides without breaking the bank. In many markets, it will compete directly with the likes of the Honda CB350S, the Royal Enfield Hunter 350, and the Yamaha XSR range, but with its twin-cylinder performance and Kawasaki engineering, it sets itself apart as a more refined and higher-revving alternative. In summary, the 2026 Kawasaki Z400RS is a motorcycle that carries forward the spirit of Kawasaki's RS heritage in a smaller, more approachable package. It's beautifully designed with authentic retro styling, packed with a reliable and exciting twin-cylinder engine, and tuned to deliver a balanced performance that's perfect for both new and experienced riders. It doesn't try to be the fastest, nor the most powerful, but instead focuses on giving riders a connection to the road and to the timeless spirit of motorcycling. With its competitive price point, approachable ergonomics, and Kawasaki's proven reliability, the Z